everyone, and welcome back to Cooking with Chihuahua. My name is Jeffy and this is my best friend, Android the Chihuahua. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make one of my favorite snacks. It's more of a candy, but it is absolutely delicious and it is perfect to make at home because it doesn't really take that many ingredients. It actually takes about 4 ingredients. The first thing you're going to want for this project is a lined pan. And this pan is just a regular brownie pan that I have lined with some parchment paper. If you're really paranoid about your stuff sticking to the pan, you can put a little bit of butter in there and that'll help release it a lot easier, but I've never really had an issue releasing it from just the parchment paper. So the first ingredient we're going to need, I actually already put in our pot, is just 2 tablespoons of butter. Then we're going to pour in 1 entire bag of white chocolate chips. And I always get the Ghirardelli. I just think they have a way better taste. And the next ingredient is an entire bag of marshmallows, and I normally get the little kind because I think they melt a lot easier, but my store was out, so I just picked up the regular size marshmallows, and that should work just fine. Dump those in. Now, we're going to put our pot over medium heat and just keep stirring until it becomes a smooth consistency. But before we go to the stovetop, I want to mention that we are adding dots, and the dots are super delicious, but they're a little bit on the larger side, and so traditionally what I do is I chop them up either like in half or into quarters, and that just helps them incorporate into our batter a little bit better when we go to stick them in. Another thing I wanted to mention to you guys is if you don't love the flavor of dots, you can add almost any kind of chewy candy to this. I would say my favorite is the tropical Swedish fish. Those just taste so good. They're definitely my favorite, but for this video I wanted to go super traditional, so we're going to do the dots. I have also seen people do like fruits and stuff, and I personally have not done dried fruit, but if you are into the healthier flavors, definitely like dried strawberries or dried blueberries would go great in this. So I'm just gonna put this on our stovetop, very low heat, constantly stirring it. I don't want anything to burn. Alright, so your mixture is done when it's nice and creamy, and you can kind of tell there's no more marshmallows left in it. I definitely suggest the small ones if you can, but the big ones, I guess, it's just a little bit more work. So really quickly before this starts to dry, you're going to want to add in your gumdrops, and it starts to cool very quickly. So the moment you take it off of your stovetop, go ahead and add those gumdrops. Now we're just going to continue to give this a nice stir and make sure that our gumdrops get really well incorporated. Because we use such a low heat, the gumdrops don't really melt into the batter. All the batter stays a beautiful, beautiful white color. Alright, so now that our batter is looking really good, it's very, very gumdroppy. I'm going to take our little tray, and I'm just going to pour all of our material into this little tray. And of course you're going to want to scrape the sides of your pan as well as you can because you have a lot of candy sticking to the bottom. Alright, so now that our nougat is in our pan, we're going to want to do our best job to kind of flatten it out. And a good way to do that is with your spatula at first. So once everything is in your tray, you're just going to want to tap it down on the table, and this will get rid of any air bubbles, and it'll also give you a beautiful finish on the top. So next we're just going to leave this in the refrigerator for about an hour or 2, and then we're going to come back and cut it into some nice sized pieces. So now that our nougat has been in the refrigerator for about 2 hours, it's really nice and hard. It looks beautiful and shiny and flat across the top. Because of our liner, we're just going to plop it out. Now we're just going to cut our nougat into bite-sized pieces. Cutting our first piece was a little bit rough, so I put some butter on this little towel, and I'm just going to butter our knife really quick. I think that will help a lot with not sticking to the knife. So to finish off, I cut myself a bunch of little triangular pieces, and this is super yummy. That is seriously one of my favorite candies. And then to give to other people, I cut the rest of my bark into 4 squares, and I'm going to wrap each of these 4 squares in parchment paper and give them away as gifts. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope you guys enjoy this delicious recipe. Please consider hitting that like button and subscribing before you leave. It's a free way that you can help our channel grow. And if you have any interest in dog-themed arts and crafts, check out our shop, Jeffyandchihuahua.com. I will leave a link in the description down below. I hope to see you again soon. Bye.